So, Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is me, Mehtaba Manwala, and I'm a student at Johan School Online Academy. So, welcome to my show, Inspiring Minds, where I will try to inspire you. And as you know, that on daily basis we will do interviews, and when we will do interviews, so we have a very special guest in our studio. So today I have a very special guest in my studio, and she is Danelle Boyles, and she is a multifaceted educator, holistic practitioner, and quantum consciousness coach from the United States. As a global humanitarian and like educator and peace ambassador, she is dedicated to advancing children growth, education, and human rights worldwide. So, with a profound commitment to emotional intelligence and healing, Daniel utilized her artistry and writing to inspire change and foster global consciousness, having participated in over 350 events across multiple countries. She is the owner of Emotions and Art Healing Studios, focusing on focusing on holistic education and support, and hold several prominent lives in international organizations. So yeah, let's start this interview. So yep. Hello ma'am, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me here with you today.
I'm good also, and thanks for joining me. And
Mhm.
I can introduce yourself, but now it's your turn to introduce yourself. So yep, a better introduction you can give.
Absolutely, gladly. I'm Danelle Boyles. I'm in the United States, and as you mentioned quite a few of the things that I'm involved in that I share in my life. I'm a educator. First and foremost, I'm a special education case manager, and I am a international humanitarian philanthropist, I guess you might say, a writer, artist, a coach. I do many hats and they traverse worldwide.
Okay, ma'am. So, my first question with you is that can you tell us more about your journey as a mother and how it has influenced your work?
As a mom, which is one of the most important jobs that I do in my life, I have a 28-year-old and a 16-year-old set of boys. So they're older of age, so they're getting grown. It's been very important in my life to raise them in the way that I want to see them reflect in the world after I'm no longer present in their lives. I want them to be wonderful humanitarian, well-adjusted people in their own individual right. So being a mom is first and foremost very important to me, and integrating into everything that I do. I feel like all things that I do have a role that it plays in me being a mom and how I parent and how I manage life as being a mom.
Okay, ma'am. So, you are also an practitioner. So, what inspired you to become a holistic practitioner?
I have a lot of things that inspired me to get into holistic practices. And one of them was my own journey through different medical health issues that were related to the energetic and conscious process, and were things that the medical community did not understand or relate to, that has to do with medical care. And so learning and navigating through different holistic practices that will help influence the health and wellness on my clients. I started just learning all different kinds of modalities. I'm still learning. I'm 48 years old, and I am still learning, educating, taking classes to further develop my holistic care abilities. I'm a certified sound healing practitioner, so I have certifications in multiple different types of uses of different sound therapies. And I feel like it's very important for everyone to know what their homeopathic and holistic opportunities are when it comes to learning about taking care of themselves. Excuse me.
Okay, ma'am. So, how did you discover your passion for quantum consciousness coaching?
That one's a very important one because everyone navigates different things in their lives that pursues them to learn and grow consciously, which is the way that you think, the way that you develop, the way that you grow. And so, I, as a spiritual practitioner and a holistic practitioner, am guided to help people who are going through major life changes that can't be completely explained by the medical community. And it's more of a holistic practice and getting attuned to know how you are moving through different things that affect you consciously and physically. And so, as I started getting into my own business, I navigated away from the art of healing through art and more into the practice of consciousness coaching, because so many people that were coming to me for other things were then moving into a need of needing to address other things that had to do with the consciousness process. I'm also highly guided intuitively. I'm an intuitive channeler that, if you understand intuiting or channeling, it's you just are given a knowledge that is needed in order to share with others on things that they need to know or be educated on. Um, it's a very arduous process of going through your own physical and conscious development to be able to help others to do the same.
Okay, ma'am. So, what led you to become a global humanitarian educator?
Oh, this is a big one for me. It's become a very huge part of my life. As you know, I do a lot of humanitarian work in your country as well. Um, I really got involved through writing, and I started getting to know different educators worldwide that were involved in countries that needed extra help and support in conscious and educational growth. And so I started getting involved with different school systems, mostly in Singapore, Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, and Africa. I branch out to a couple of different ones in Austria, and trying to think, there's a couple other countries, but I'm not as involved there. Soviet Georgia is one that I've been very involved in. And so it progressed into helping different humanitarian organizations to then being asked to join as board advisors or master trainers to help with educating and developing conscious and emotional intelligent growth in places that needed to really be directly impacted. So it's kind of branched out from different opportunities, but it all started with writing is what it did, and meeting different people on different platforms. Mm. And I love
Okay, ma'am.
the human, sorry. I love the human aspect of helping others grow is the main thing. Yeah.
Wonderful, ma'am. Okay. So, what does it mean to you be an international peace ambassador?
This one is very near to my heart because so many of the different countries that I work with are in either turmoil of suppression of individuality or the ability to be able to be impactful on their community because of regulations on different government properties as far as freedom of like speech and stuff like that. But um Mostly I just want to have that impact. Like, it's being able to help impact, and then that impact branching out to um other avenues of opportunity. It's kind of like a wildfire. Once you start, it just spreads. And that's where the quantum consciousness comes in play also. I'm sorry. I hope I answered all of your question.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So, what is the most humbling experience like you haven't had while being recognized for your work?
I'm sorry. The most what experience that I've organized? Can you repeat one more time?
Okay,
What's the most
I repeat,
impactful
and my
experience that
question.
I've organized?
No, I'm saying that what is the most humbling experience you have had while being recognized for your work?
Oh gosh, all of it. I don't have any particular parts. Um, I think the most humbling part of all of it is that doing what I do, I know there's an extreme vast impact worldwide. And knowing that I'm something that is this big, that's involved in something that is like this big, extremely expansive, is very humbling to know that you're this tiny little aspect of a whole entire larger picture. And just knowing that it what it is and how it operates, and being able to sit back and see what is happening behind the scenes when you're involved. But I've been nominated for many awards. I've been given many awards and accolades. And although I love and appreciate each one, the true reason why I do what I do is so humbling, is just to see how highly impactful it is on the lives of others.
Wonderful, ma'am. So, how do you balance being an educator, artist, and writer, and so many professions that you have? So, how do you balance it?
Very carefully. I keep a very tight calendar. Um, Everything that is scheduled, I operate in divine timing, is what I often say too. It happens in its own time, in its right time. You're always in the right time, space, and place for when you're supposed to be. So you know, if I feel like my schedule is hectic or tight, I just have to remind myself that everything happens as it should. And if I need to take a break, then I'm given a break. But I keep a very scheduled calendar. um, Everything goes on my calendar that I have planned, whether it's a small or large um, moment in my life. If it's meeting a friend for lunch, it goes on my calendar. If I have to take my kids somewhere, it goes on my calendar. I'm very calendar driven to stay organized. So that way I'm not double booking anybody. I want to make sure everybody gets, the time they deserve, and that I take some time for myself. And also it helps me to stay accountable. If I have empty space, I don't like to be not necessarily lazy, but I don't like to just be a lot of times, and in too much of a relaxed state. So then I also see that I have time available if I have empty days. But yeah, keeping a very tight calendar is very important.
Okay, ma'am. So, like, what drives your dedication to global consciousness growth?
Global consciousness is so very important. Um, in the last several years, igniting, moving through, holding others accountable for their actions and their processes, it's all very important. And that has been probably as far as like involvement with any kind of educational aspect or humanitarian aspect, that has been my number one priority. Um, because as a world, we can't elevate and move into a better global environment without everyone kind of being in a similar mindset. So if we want the world to be better, we collectively have to have the mindset that the world's going to be better. If we want to make improvements on um, peaceful balance, and that's what it was. I didn't finish answering your question about being a global peace ambassador. And that this also comes into play with that. Um, Whenever you practice emotional intelligence and when you practice things that balance your inner chaos and your outer chaos, that reflects on everything around you. And so being able to teach and educate people on emotional intelligence and the fact that their own self regulation regulates the world around them. Your vibe literally affects everything. So the more people that practice emotional intelligence and that peace process of being able to regulate themselves, the more outer effect there is on a peaceful world, and that comes into balance. And so it's very important in all of that.
Okay, ma'am. So, let's move to some consciousness and education topics. So, first of all, tell me that what does consciousness expansion educations mean to you?
Consciousness expansion to me, and what I teach and practice, is allowing yourself to be open minded to the expression of growth of the thought process, not boxing yourself into concepts that keep you from being able to grow. um, it's almost like it's a belief system that a lot of people have a hard time with, because different things like religion, social status, personal beliefs about themselves, having limiting beliefs about themselves, they all can hinder those types of progress and growth, because there's many type of things that we're born with, we're raised with, and that we're grown with, that does not fit in the concept of consciousness growth. Because whenever you go through growth of consciousness, you have to be able to expand your thought to encompass things that are not in your traditional norm. So you have to kind of release a lot of your like belief systems in order to be able to move into heightened consciousness.
Okay, ma'am. So, how do you integrate emotional intelligence into your educational programs?
Oh, with everything that I do, literally. I work with special education students. I work train them and social train them. And then anytime I do an educational class or seminar, a conference, everything that you do in life requires you to utilize that regulation skill, like literally everything. And it's being able to regulate yourself emotionally will affect every aspect of your life. And I'm sorry if I did not fully answer your question. A lot of questions have multiple answers, so I'm trying to answer you the best that I can without getting too far off of topic.
Okay, okay, ma'am. So,
Also, because I know
now
we have
tell me
limited
that
time.
what is your approach? Yeah, okay, ma'am. So now tell me that what is your approach to teaching peace processes globally?
The process to teaching them globally has been through networking and through social media, different internet avenues. And but mostly through the many humanitarian organizations that I work with as an educator. I'm a United States director with United Humanitarians Organization in Pakistan. The Kudos Latte, which is the miracle. Um, I don't know how to phrase it other than they're just a vast group of people who are all educators and who are humanitarians looking to create miracle situations globally for different people. It also works very closely with homelessness. Um, through different avenues of social media and being able to connect via different platforms, just like we are here, doing conferences where people can join to learn about different aspects of learning about themselves and being able to expand in that way. Sorry, my dog just came in here.
Okay, ma'am. So, okay. So, do you know that I'm also like select my bala aman. So, and in Urdu, like peace is the word in English. That's the meaning in Urdu is aman. So, I also want to do word for peace.
Wonderful. That's great. You're very young, so you have many years ahead of you to do amazing, impactful work worldwide. Very inspiring. I'm happy to hear that. We need we need young individuals, and we are, especially, as you know, I've worked with many students in the Rayhan Academy, and so I feel like your collective group and their group is they're such young, inspiring individuals that they're literally going to set the world like ablaze in their paths. The youth learning to navigate this is very important. You guys are the future. You are the future, literally.
Thank you, ma'am. And now tell me that, like, how does education contribute to global healing in your opinion?
Education and global healing is through the growth and the learning process. Because most people, you have to learn in order to expand, and you have to expand to be able to heal. Most people have some sort of story in their life that they are traumatized from, or that they struggle to be able to integrate a healthier version of themselves because it holds them back from emotional trauma, and whether it's from war or famine, any type of poverty, or living in communities that aren't sustainable, communities that don't have education or food. So it comes from many different aspects, but being able to move in that manner is very necessary to be able to heal. You have to be able to open your mind to allowing yourself to heal. Not everybody can do that. It can be very hard, because in order to heal, you have to move through what you've gone through again to be able to heal the traumas. So being educated on how to do it is very important, because it can be very, very difficult to navigate.
Okay, ma'am. So it's my second last question with you is that how do you stay connected with the global communities you're supporting?
Social media, it's the only way. Thank goodness for social media, because we're worldwide. When you're in connection with 10 different humanitarian organizations, and they're in, 5, 6 different countries, there's truly not any better way to be able to do it but through social media and the internet. And there's no getting around it. So I'm very personally grateful for social media. um, not just in that aspect. I have friends all across the globe because of this. I would not be able to stay in touch with all of my people, with different writers, colleagues, friends. So social media is very important. Having access to Wi-Fi, internet is very important for all of that. We have to be able to network.
Okay, ma'am. And my last question with you is that, like, what legacy do you hope to leave behind through your work and contributions?
Oh my gosh. I feel like my legacy is too big for me to even explain. Um, my legacy leaves me with a lump in my throat because it's very emotional for me. Yeah. But my legacy is to leave this
Okay.
world in a much more educated, loving, elevated state of self-care, self-love, love for each other, love for all walks of life. Um, yeah, my legacy is just to leave this world in a much better condition than what it was prior to my lifetime.
Okay, ma'am. So sorry if I ask this question because uh,
No, it's a
y-
very important
you
question.
are being
Yeah.
emotional, maybe. So
Yeah, it's a very important question. It is emotional for me because
okay,
it's a very vast, important question, and it's a very vast, important need. So no, it's fine. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you, ma'am. And any message that you want to give in the last of this interview, you will give it.
My message to the world is to move out of your fear, do what you love, and do what you love professionally if you can, and don't be afraid of change, you know. And life can always grow and be better. You're not ever stuck where you are. You can always move into any kind of life that you want. You just have to see it. And you have to follow through. And don't be afraid to keep
Okay,
learning.
okay. Thank you so very much, Miss Danelle Boyles.
Thank you.
You will give me interview. Thank you so very much. And it's wonderful to having you in my show and inspiring minds. And thank you so very much for again that you will give me your precious time. And thanks for the audience who are watching this interview. And yep, this is our interview. Maybe enjoy. If you enjoy, so hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Inshallah, we will meet in the next interview with another guest. Take care of yourself and bye bye. Allah Hafiz.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Thank you very much, everyone. Take